Hello, everyone. My name is Keith Jackson, and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. Right now, you're looking at the ninth video in a series of videos related to the rules of exponents. And this just so happens to be our second video as it relates to the negative exponent rule. All right, so in these four examples, just going to increase the level of complexity just a little higher, but I think we will understand it provided that I go a little slower than usual. And so in this case, we have 4cd raised to the negative fifth power. Now let's just take a look at that d raised to the negative fifth power. See these other variables and numbers, the 4 and the c, they're not raised to the negative fifth power, but only that d. And so if we see, let's say, a number or a letter raised to a negative power, we're just going to simply write it as 1 over that variable or that number to the power in the positive, and that will be that way in as we relate to a negative exponent. And so in this is why in this case we have 4c still in the numerator, and we have d to the fifth power in the denominator because we have 1 over d to the fifth power, and this operates the same way, and that is why our answer is 4c over d to the fifth power. Now let's just take our learning over to big example 6 and apply it the same way. And if we recall from the previous video that any number raised to a negative power or any variable raised to a negative power, we're just going to write it in terms of 1 over, let's say, that quantity right there, that expression. And so the quantity of 3x raised to the negative third power would just simply be rewritten as 1 over the quantity of 3x raised to the third power. And here's what we have right here once we complete our answer, because we know that 3 times 3 times 3 will give us 27, and x raised to the third power will give us x to the third power. And so our answer for big example 6 will be 1 over 27x to the third power. Now it feels like we kind of getting a feel for this. Now let's work on big example 7 to really deepen our understanding of the negative exponent rule, in which we have the quantity of negative 5x to the third power, all that raised to the negative second power. Again, because all of this is raised to the negative second power, let us write it as 1 over the quantity of negative 5x to the third power raised to the second power. And when we do that, we're just going to go like this. Since we know that if it's raised to an even exponent, like for example, a negative 5 times a negative 5 will give us a positive 25. And we're going to multiply the exponents right here because we're going to use the power rule right here, the power product rule, in which we're going to multiply the 2 times the 3. And this is why we get x raised to the sixth power. So our answer in its totality will be 1 over 25x to the sixth power. Now let's move to big example 8, in which we have 4/5 raised to the negative second power. Again, because we're raising a quantity or a number to a negative power, we're just going to simply write it as 1 over that quantity raised to that power. And so in this case, it's going to be 1 over 4/5 raised to the second power. And that's it. We can leave it like that, or we could just say 1 over 16 over 25th if we like, depending upon what your teacher might like for you to do. All right, you have been given a lot of information as it relates to the negative exponent rule, and it will be a good time to pause the video and just kind of look things over, or replay this video as many times you need to gain a deeper understanding of the negative exponent rule. And with that in mind, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook for more content. Thank you and goodbye.